Om Vasudeva Sutang Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of Mother Devaki, and the Guru of the entire universe. I salute him again and again. So we are back to our reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are on the book number 3, chapter number 5, and we start today from verse 27. So the discussion was going on, the question, the creation, and how this creation has come from Brahman. And this creation theory, actually, in Vedantic perspective, this creation is not there. It only appears. That's why everyone describes so differently. Panchadashi, in Vedanta text, you find that they say the creation is done this way. Satchidananda plus Brahman is equal to Maya, and how Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and Sattva, from how the Sattva comes, Rajas comes, all this. It is how the 5 elements are, or three gunas, out of the 3 gunas that absolute Brahman reflected through Prakriti compose the 3 qualities. So here also we find that that is the way of description is some, but we have to understand these descriptions may not match everywhere. What is said in the Panchadashi may not be meeting with the Bhagavad, or it may be specifically mentioned in one scripture and the other. That because Maya is non-existent, actually ultimately not there. To create a concept, how is the Maya, and then to go beyond the Maya. Main thing, Maya is not the goal. Goal is divine, Satchidananda. So they describe Maya is like this, Maya is like that, that's okay. But Maya, whose Maya? Shakti, Shaktiman in the Tantra. Shakti is the power, Shaktiman, whose power? So immediately Brahman is the main thing of attention. So we have read, in the beginning the Lord Bhagavan alone existed. I am just reading verse number 23 just to connect today. In the beginning the Lord Bhagavan, he alone existed. He was the essence of all, and he was all. He, the pure spirit, was the master of himself. So alone, he was alone, and he was the master of himself, and all that is called the many was by his will. He willed, wished, and that came, and ultimately dissolved in him. This non-dual and self-revealing seer saw that Brahman, which is known to only one, and he saw what he saw. How can he see? Anyhow, he saw. These are all terms which cannot be explained. Everything is Maya. Where did Maya come from? You cannot say that. You have to assume something that is there. So it is said this non-dual and self-revealing seer. This seer does not need anybody to see, focus a light on that. In the darkness, this light is necessary to focus to see this. But it is his own light, self-revealing light. When this non-dual and self-revealing seer saw no object, he didn't find anything to see anymore, but he is the alone. As if he himself is trying to see many, but he didn't find anybody but accepting himself. This is very confusing term, no. Only one, how can he see? Eyes are necessary to see, another thing is there. But he willed, that will is self-revealing. And when the power and its manifestation subsided, and the seer alone remained, the spirit thought of himself as non-existent, as the subject has no relevancy without the object. If there is no subject, an object, what is the question of subject? You say object in reference to context of the subject. So if there is no object, there is no subject. You cannot say it is a subject. So non-existent and the himself, as if I don't exist, no? The Brahman thought that way, oh, I am, there is nothing, I don't see any object. And this knowledge came out of himself. It is self-revealing in his own essential light. And what is called this Maya is the power of that witness or the seer. The power who was inside wants to see. His power, that is called Maya. Same, all round about it is Brahman's power, Maya. It has got the dual nature of being in the states of cause and effect. So it functions in both ways. One in the form of cause and another in the form of effect. It is that by which the all-powerful one manifestations of the whole universe. It is that by which the all-powerful one manifests the whole universe. So this is the truth, where the all-powerful Brahman was there, he manifests in this way. And how he does this is possessed of the Lord, Satchidananda, possessed of the power of consciousness. He has the power, Satchidananda power inside, and the manifesting as Purusha. He manifested himself as the Purusha, Sankhya philosophy's idea, cast his seed in his Maya, his wish, I'll be many. That seed he cast in the Purusha, consciousness, whose constituents of the, and what is that seed? The seed of three gunas, Satchidananda three gunas, who constituents of the three gunas are agitated by the power of time. The time, click, 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 click. So time agitated that. So in that absolute unchanging truth, this will then try to manifest something. So today now I am here in 27th verse. Out of that inchoate state of Maya, prompted by time, came into being the Mahatattva, the Sankhya Mahatattva, the all-comprehending entity. So first Mahatattva came. How? In the Purusha. Purusha manifested as Mahatattva. Mahatattva, which is self-conscious. Mahatattva is self-conscious. You don't need anything because he is behind that is the conscious self, is self-conscious luminosity, and dispel the covering of darkness and reveal the universe which was existing in himself. So this Mahatattva then reveal what is inside in the Brahman. The entire creation comes from that Brahman. So the three gunas are cast onto it. So all the energy is coming from within and getting manifested. That Mahatattva, which consists of the Lord's part, Angsha, it is not separate. That Mahatattva is not separate other than that of the Lord's part. Lord's part means Satchidananda. So the part of Satchidananda is the Purusha, and Purusha is manifesting as Mahatattva. So this guna of Prakriti and the time spirit being subject to the Lord's look desired to create and transform himself into another condition. So he created from Mahatattva, he created the other elements. Evolved from that Mahatattva came first existence of the I category, Aham Tattva. From Mahatattva, 24 cosmic principles, that formula, first comes Mahatattva. That's the difference between Vedanta. Vedanta says Mahatattva is buddhi, cognitive power. But Vedanta says ego comes first, aham. That's why Panchakosha, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Vijnanamaya is the buddhi, Anandamaya is the ego. But here, because it's Sankhya philosophy, it says Mahatattva comes first, and then comes Aham Tattva.
Karana Sharira and Aham Tattva is same.
Of course.
Karana Sharira.
But here not to bring comparison there, and let us understand the Sankhya. Now we are focused on Sankhya only. So it says that is this way it is explaining here, Bhagavad is explaining. So evolved from that Mahatattva, in the Mahatattva was that ego, I. The Mahatattva comes into existence as if it was not there, ego came up, sprang. And I category or Aham Tattva. This I category manifested as elements, organs and mind, which form the physical, adhibhuta, psychical, adhyatma, and spiritual, adhi-daivika aspect. So we have then three types, adhyatmic, adhibhutic, adhi-daivik. Three aspects of us are found. We have this physical entity, adhibhuta, mind. Out of that buddhi came the mind and the sense organs. And then they created the physical body. And physical body has three aspects. One is adhyatmic, adhibhautik, adhidaivik. Body is made of bhutas, adhibhautik. Adhidaivik, devata means here a reflected consciousness. Now, the I category has three aspects. That I, what you call the I, is divided into adhibhautik, adhigoti. But it has three categories. What are the three? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So see, Mahatattva manifested as ego. Ego make it three division. One is Sattika, Rajasika, Tamasika. Could you imagine? Purusha plus added with his own Shakti reflected comes first manifestation, ego. Ego spread into three divisions, adhibhautik, adhidaivik and adhyatmic. And
that Purusha, the Thakur said that this time Sattva is main. So his ego is mainly Sattva.
And let me see what it says. It's a complicated area. When you enter into the creation, very complicated. When you go to Brahman, it is so easy. Brahman is only one. There is no problem of anything. But whenever you talk about the creation, all complicated things. My brain will be jumbled up. Ultimately, it is not there. That's why it is all complicated. They are creating something which is not there. And then ultimately you will say with the knowledge, oh, it was not there. So why you created something? Because you see that. You are in trouble. I want to help you. So the scriptures say, I am helping you. It is like the idea, the child is, in the mind of the child, the ghost idea is created. And when creation, to say that there is no ghost at all. Out of the sattva aspect, mind and the presiding deities in Indriyas who illumines the object arose. See, now sattva quality is always sattva prakashika. it reveals, it's a sattva light, it reveals, that means what is there. Huh? The sattva quality aspect, mind and the presiding, mind is enlightened. Mind is there, but how mind functions. It is the light of that, through the sattva quality, I, behind I, ego, Mahat Tattva behind Purusha. Purusha's light percolate to ego, ego percolate to mind, with the three gunas, the sattva. And sattva now manifesting as the aspects, mind and the presiding, is presiding deities. Presiding deities means I is controlled by what? Some gods and goddesses. Every Hinduism, every organ is a master, god and deity to control it. It is not random. The hand, we know. Indra is the god of hand, because that story. Therefore, my hand is not my hand. It's controlled by the deity. That means this gives an idea, this, if we can apply in our life, that everything is God's power. Who am I? Why do I identify with me, mine and all this? Because it is not my power, it is the power of God controlling the movement of the finger, hand. So out of sattva aspect, mind and the presiding deities of indriyas who illumine objects, they arose. So mind arose and all the senses, sense organs, controllers, gods. The indriyas, the sense organs of knowledge and action, are formation of the rajasa aspect of I category. So indriya, the senses, of the knowledge and action, jnanendriya and karmendriya, are formation, it is formed out of rajas. Why rajas? Rajas is always activity. Sattva is only manifest. There the gods are there, they are revealing things. But to action, it comes from the rajas aspect of it. The tamas aspect of I category originates the subtle elements. That means suksma bhutas. Air, water, fire, these are the bhutas, gross bhuta, but before that it is the subtle bhutas. That means when you see in the dream, dream earth, dream water, dream air, when you breathe in the dream body, what you are breathing, this physical body is breathing the gross air. But in your dream, when you are there, you are alive. How are you alive? You are also breathing there.
And it's like pure air.
This is unadulterated air. Not added with water mixed here. Here all panchikaran. Panchikaran means, khichdi. Pure, you say, what did you eat today? I had rice and dal. No? We may say, use this terminology. Meaning, rice is the major portion. You didn't eat only rice. In India, we eat so much rice. So people say, what did you eat? I had rice and dal, bhat, that's all. But rice may be so much. Major portion is rice, that's why it's called rice. But it does not mean that you didn't take a glass of water, you didn't take a little dal or spinach or potato or some other item. 5 items were all there, but predominantly it was rice. You say, what did you eat today? Pasta. You didn't eat the whole pasta, only the pasta. With pasta you added some other 5 other 3-4 items, cheese, or you put some sauce or something like that. Some sauce. So there you know that means the sukshma in the subtle, but in the subtle level, when it is creation coming pure, there it is only pure water. Water is only water. Air is only air. That is subtle body. The tamas aspect of I category originates the subtle elements, bhuta, sukshma, of sound. Out of that sound comes the element of bhuta, akasa. Akasa, which is considered the body of the Lord. Akasha, according to the will of the Lord, generates the sense of touch. Touch transforms under the influence of time, Maya, and the divine will becomes air. Akashat Vayu, Vayu, Radbho, Vadbho, Prithivi. The powerful element air, supported in Akasha, generated the tanmatras of rupa, or form, or color. From that came the element of fire, which is as it were the eye of the world. Fire with air as its proximate category, transformed itself by the will of the Lord into water. So anyhow, with the mixing down, mixture, khichdi is becoming cooked, and all these items are coming one after another. Under the influence of time, Maya, and the divine presence. Water with fire as its proximate category, evolved by the Lord's will and with the help of time, Maya. So, Maya and the divine presence producing earth having the quality of smell. So he is saying that actually it is from Purusha, then Mahatattva, then ego. Ego has 3 parts, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So from that, all this creation, right from the senses and down to the presiding deity, to the subtle element of air, water, fire, etc., down to gross, earth, air, water, what we have seen. So there is time factor is one thing, and in the influence of Maya. And the O Vidura, in regard to these elements, beginning with Akasa, those that succeed retaining all the qualities of the earlier ones because of their having intimate connections with them. So, Akasa, when it's very fine, it's pure. But we go, then water, Akasa element is also there, and also the water element. In the water, every item have more qualities of the other one. It is a mixture. So that's why it says, thus the Akasa has sound as its quality, finer. Vayu, when the air, has 2. Vayu, when both the sound and the touch. You go to the Akasa, the space, Akasa is the only has sound as its quality, You can make a noise, you can make a sound, But now you go to the next, to the Vayu, it has Akasa element also here. Because Vayu moves, the air moves where? In the space. Can you think of air? No space. That's why it is vaster sub-background. Air contains the Akasa also, Akasa quality, and also Vayu or air quality. Now, next you go to the fire. Fire, you think 3 things. Fire happens in the space. Space is necessary where the fire is burning. And it has a form. And if you touch it, it burns. And it has also sound. So all the other qualities are mixed into later on grosser and grosser object. Subtler and subtler, more singular, singular to double, double to triple, triple to 4 times, like that. All the elemental things have manifested from Akasa to Vayu, Vayu to Agni, Agni, Apo, Apo, Adva. So these are the 5 elements. Akasha, Akashat, Vayu. So Vayu will have 2 elements, Akasha element, plus the Vayu's element is touch. Akashat, Vayu. Vayu, Agni. Agni have Akasha, and then touch as also own strength of heat. Now you go to the Akashat Vayu, Advo, Jal. Jal in the water you find, it is in the space. Do you get this? When you look at this water in the ocean, but ocean is okay, but it's in the space. And then it has the power, the other three qualities of the earlier qualities, and also this sweetness. So water, taste as also, taste is the main thing, water, but sound, touch and form. Three previous qualities. And the earth is smell, is the major thing of the earth element, has also previous qualities, taste, sound, touch and form. Do you get it, bro? No. This verse is telling that big Anilena nitan jyotir bikurvat paravikshitam adattam ho rasamayam kalamaya anshayogataha jyotisham bhonu sangspristam bikurvat brahmavikshitam mahing gandhaguna gunam adhat kalamayang shajugata. So that is the point, that in regard to the elements beginning with akasha, those that succeed retaining all the qualities of the earlier ones, because they are having intimate connection with them. Therefore, now you understand akasha has only sound as its quality. Very pure. That's why akasha is very all expensive. Where is not akasha? In all the galaxies and planes of existence, in the stars, and there is akasha. There is akasha in the room, akasha in my body. So akasha spreads everywhere. The finest. That's why akasha is the first creation and pure creation. Then akashat vayu, that's akasha, the sound as its quality. What is the sound? Akasha's quality is what? How do you understand? Baji tatha anahata dhuni tabu bani. In the sound, in the space only, in the villages, you remember, when people used to call each other, long distance, earlier days, you have not seen those days. People are living on that village and this village, something has happened, they are warning, they will shout, how, and make some sound, it goes from this village to that village. Those days, no telephone, no other way of communication. By sound, something serious comes, we will alert ourselves like this. Fire comes, or a jungle tiger comes, or something, we will make a sound between us. So if this sound happens in the space, that is limited. Sound is limited. But sound happens in the space. All this noise comes in the space. Thus, akasha has sound as its quality. Remember that. Akasha being the purest manifestation from Purusha to Prakriti and to his qualities, the purest manifestation is the akasha. And what is the characteristic of akasha? Sound. Akashat vayu. Vayu is the next one. Upanishad also says, Akashat vayu. Vayu radva. Adva Prithivi. I say. So thus akasha has sound at its quality. Now vayu. Vayu has two qualities. Vayu also, when the wind blows, you see the sound.
When you keep this
Here is that, you can find. So thus akasha has sound as its quality. Vayu has both sound and touch. When it hits you, vayu is hot or cold or shivering, we shiver, no? Oh, it is heavy wind blowing, no? So it has touch, another power within. So vayu has two qualities then. Akasha quality of sound is there, and the touch quality is there.
When you say akasha has sound as its quality, is it just the sound that we hear, or is it something subtle, more subtle?
No, this sound is sound. This is our perceived experience. Even it is there in the subtle body also. In the dream also we see there is wind blowing and storm coming. If you have that experience, you will find the sound is the wind. The wind is making sound, no?
Because I thought the sound that we hear, we need Vayu for that. Without Vayu, how is sound?
The quality of Vayu is sound. Where is air, there is sound. But Akasa is the... No, sorry, I am saying wrong. Akasa has the sound. Therefore, Akasa is everywhere. So, in the water you can find sound. In the you dig the earth, you can find some sound. Because that is the primary thing percolated in all this future creation. The fundamental quality is percolating into Akasa quality, percolating into the Vayu quality. Vayu will have two things, its own characteristics and Akasa's characteristic. Then you go, they will have Akasa characteristic, Vayu characteristic, plus their own characteristic. Like that, it will go on adding.
The sound is like one of the primary qualities.
Sound.
That is
And
why at the end it goes, when one people leaves body, last they can...
That's why people say that last sense organ, when the body goes out, you know, the last sound, that's why you repeat the God's name in the ear to remind them, so that maybe every sense organ collapsed, given up. But the last one to go, Akasa. Because the prana merges into Akasa, Mahakasa.
But more like the pranava shabda and like subtle sounds, like the sound of beat mantra.
That falls within the category of sound itself,
Akasha.
Akasa. So long you are in the Akasa, that's why that long you are in creation. When this Mahakasa, that's why it is in the we are talking about the creation. Creation means the Mahakasa. Then Mahakasa, you go to the Chitta Akasa division. And Chitta Akasa you cross, then you go to Akasa means Chidakasa. Chidakasa is uselessly to say Akasa. There is no Akasa, it is Chit. Nirakasa, Chidakasa. Just state a consciousness. Nirvises, Nirgun Nirakasa.
But then in Nirakasha there is no pranava shabda.
Nirakasa means it is not only a word. That is the truth, that is the reality. No Akasa. No Akasa of the subtle, causal or gross. But we are talking about the gross. In the gross we find this distinction, then we can understand, then maybe in the subtle also these things remain. Then Anahata Dhuni, no? In the Akasa. That's why Swami Vivekananda wrote a poem. Baje, their sounds. Anahata Dhuni, the unstruck sound, Om, Baje, Tatha, there, the sound is there. Anahata Dhuni, unstruck sound, Baje, Tatha, there, makes the sound. That means sound is the finest thing, and sound is the place where that's why your mantra, japa, etc., are all sound. And first sound is Om, they say. That comes from the space. So thus Akasa has sound as its quality. Vayu has two qualities, both sound and touch. And the fire has three qualities. Sound is already there, the form, touch is there, these two, plus it has the form. Vayu has a form means, and the fire has a form, no? When the fire burns, you see, it takes a shape of the object. So it has a form. But Akasa, no form. You cannot find any form. So in fire, there will have the quality of the Akasa and also the Vayu, both. Akasa quality
Oxygen.
only in the Akasa, sound. Vayu, you will have sound quality as also touch quality. Heat, cold, you feel, but even when the wind blows, you can feel that your body can sense it. And Vayu to fire will be, sound will be there, touch will be there, also then the fire will have the form. And now water will have all this quality. What it will have the first will have sound, it will have then taste, touch will be there, form will be there, as also taste, water taste. So these are the way, pancho bhutas. So they are all created, they are all manifested as gross that way. Water, earth is in the last one. Vayu, both sound and touch. Fire, then sound, touch plus form. Water, then will be the form, touch, sound and taste. Come on. And earth will be smell added. That's why all the
That is why
art,
times flower represents the earth.
Flower is what? Flower is actually coming from the earth. All the flowers' fragrance grows, that's why smell,
And the
earth,
saura is the
air. Cloth is the space. And water is the water element, water. So light element, that's why we worship God. You are so big, what shall we do? How can I worship you? So the whole element of the fire is I am invoking in this lamp, no? Then after that, water element. Then all the element in which the whole creation is running on by permutation combination. So I am offering to you.
We don't give it in the order of gross to subtle, we give it like fire first.
In different, because
It's
Sankhya.
not in the order because fire, rupa.
Rupa?
Water.
That's the third one.
No, rupa, rasa.
No, if you say akasa, what she is saying.
For the creation, always not in the creation.
Starts with rupa, then rasa, then goes to akasha. So it's jumping, you see.
Akasa is ending at the Chamara is the wind.
Also other way that it is like in Bhakti school, Arati is like that Krishna has come back to home at the end of the day. So Mother Jashoda first with light, looking at Krishna, how dirty he is. Then with water, she is washing. Then with cloth, she is wiping. And then with flower, she is decorating. And then with fan, she makes him very comfortable.
Yeah.
And then let him go play with others again.
That is a Vaishnava way of thinking. And anyhow, so they are all related to God. It's offered back to God. Okay, so these are the five elements and creation now. Now, 37 verse. The presiding deities of all these elements. So how many elements you got?
5.
5 elements. All parts of Vishnu. So we say each one has a presiding deity. No? As if here, see the whole system is going on in the material world, no? But is there any finance minister to look after the financial part of US? Is there not? Yes, there is in the government system, but we don't see him. Suppose there is some education department. Someone is authorized, I am the boss of the entire California education system. No? We don't see him. But he is there. Similarly, my hand is moving, a hand has a God. Eyes are here, eyes have a God. Ears, it has a God. So taste, touch, all are controlled by gods. But these gods are what? The power of the one God. One God, it's like that in this country, the president's power. Power is conferred to president. President distributes his power to a democratic way. Okay, you look after this department, you look after this. And though that looking after the department, giving the authority. So God, the absolute, When he said, I will be many, he has no time to look after all these details. He said, you create this, you do that, you looked after. So they all become gods and goddesses. And they are the controller of each organ of what we are saying about air, water, fire, etc. So the presiding deities of all these elements all are parts of Lord Vishnu. Though endowed with capacities of change, he can change sometime, God can change. In the cabinet, what happens? The minister is changed, one person is changed, another person is put here, another person is taken out. That change can be reshuffling the cabinet. So they can change the cabinet ministers, change their position and name. Could not bring the element to mix into various combinations and produce the universe. So they prayed. So these individual gods and goddesses cannot do anything. So they need to be united to pray to Vishnu. So it makes little sense now. Why they are asking? All the goddesses are saying, "Oh Vishnu, please Lord, please protect us." They are gods. So many gods assembled, in the Chandi. When the demon was so rudely disturbing the peace, and they are all dethroned from their kingdom, their powers are gone. Then they said, what to do? They went to God, Vishnu, the God of gods, from whom all this thing has come, to combine effort of them. So he said, "Oh Lord," and so they prayed to the Lord and saluting him. What he said? The deities, all the gods of all the sense organs, Indra, Chandra, Varun, this, that, no? Sun is the god of the eyes, no? So we can see light. Ear is the sound, no? What is the devata? Anil. Like that. So if there is a different gods of it.
But is the god of the sun.
So anyhow, so they all combined together and went to Lord Vishnu. "O Lord, the holy feet constitute a veritable umbrella to the weary travelers seeking shelter from the heart of samsara." So your abode, you are the abode. That is, these people are troubled in the life of suffering and running and coming and going, this samsara. So you are like an umbrella to protect them under your shade. So seeking shelter at thy feet, the spiritual seekers cross the ocean of samsara with utmost ease. We say, "Sampada tabu sri pada bhava gospada bari jathai." We don't sing here, but it is a song composed by Swami Vivekananda for Ramakrishna. So he says that "Sampada tabu sri pada," your feet is like an sampad, wealth, tabu sri pada. It is for the devotees. Why? Because it can help us to cross the ocean of cycle of birth and death. By so seeking shelter at your feet, the spiritual seeker can cross the ocean of samsara with utmost ease. If they can take shelter, they need not have to do any sadhana extra. The surrender itself will give them freedom. To the lotus feet of that Lord, our salutation again and again. O Father and Lord of all, in this sphere of transmigratory existence, the jivas like us, distressed by the triad of miseries, are not able to attain to the inherent bliss of the Atman unless they seek shelter at thy feet. The people in the world like us, you cannot get any redemption unless you take refuge at the feet of Krishna, the Lord, all-pervaded God. Therefore, we seek shelter at those feet. Therefore, we are all seeking shelter at your feet. The sages striving for you in solitude, the sages, what they do? They go in solitude in the caves or in the Himalayas or in the forest. They striving for you. They want to reach you. the solitude along with the path of knowledge. Resort to the Vedas, which are like birds coming out of their nests constituted of your lotus feet, face, thy face, lotus. As the course of the birds can guide a person to the nest, the path of knowledge taught in the Upanishads guide a person to him. So following the path of knowledge, people following the Upanishads, they reach you in the yogis going into the deep forest or in the cave, they meditate on that, no? We devotees, but we are devotees, we cannot go to the forest, we cannot go anywhere. So taking refuge at your feet, we'll get it.
Maharaj, if I say, Thakur, right now I'm giving power of attorney, that means I'm not allowed to worry about anything anymore.
Yeah, that means surrender.
So if I worry about something, then I have not given power.
Not given it, yeah.
So if I say I give you power of attorney, then I get an idea to do something. How do I know it's his idea or my idea?
Yeah, when you give, you will feel that really you will feel that you are not moving anything. You cannot think of anything. First you think of God so much and God forces you to do something. That is a subjective experience. Whether you are doing with your wish or you are doing by God's wish, when your own understanding will be cleared from that. That it is an experience. One can understand. When I am doing, I plan, this will be done, that will be done, and this is my ego. I will do this, I will do that, I am planning. But when you say, no, shall I do it? Oh Lord, what do you say? Shall I do? You are advancing towards surrender. And you are asking the question internally. No one will know outside. For your all action, oh Lord, make me your servant. I am your instrument. So constantly your awareness is going to Him. And if you go to His awareness, then your ego is reducing. And when you, with that sanction or internal discussion, when you do that, then you will be doing, your ego is getting off.
So one Swami once told that we surrender so much to Thakur, we ask him to do things, but we keep our plan B ready. By chance he fails, our plan B.
That means we don't surrender. We want our things to be done. And we said, God, shall I do it? Okay, I told you. Okay, let me go. No. Real, this egoless person, those who have surrendered, they will take time. Our Swami Madhavananda Swami used to take some time if any crucial question comes, administrative question, what is good for the Sangha. So people will put some question. Raja Maharaj, best example. He will not even give me initiation. Oh, I am not feeling much, come some other day. And then people are saying, Maharaj, I want it. Okay, see what is an auspicious day in the almanac. You find a day or almanac. And then that day comes, oh, I am not feeling good today, my stomach is not okay. So, these are all, as he is to behave like a child, because he has not got the instruction from inside. That's why Swami Prabhupada asked him, so do you do everything with the order of the Lord only? He said, yes, I do not do anything without his order. So they understand, because they get so much, unless they get a positive response from inside. What that I do not know, you have to feel it. Then you can do that work, and that is the best, because then you are the instrument. Instrument will have no say in the running of the car, no? Because it is the master, driver will decide whether it will to take you right lane, left lane, middle lane, or in the hit a car, or boom and topple 3 times. It is not the car's decision. It's all the decision of the driver. So God is the driver. So surrender to Him is a very serious thing. Surrender is the end of spiritual journey. It does not come. But practice is practice. We devotees, however, seek shelter at your holy feet. And your feet, from your feet, which flows the Ganga. It is a belief that the Ganga, holy Ganga in India, its origin is the feet of the Lord Narayana. To purify the earth, the Mother Ganga came from the feet of Narayana. That is the belief. The all-purifying stream, the stream takes this. Now we seek shelter at those feet of yours, on which sages of settled understanding meditate with hearts purified by faith and by love generated by the hearing of the devotional texts, by which they attain the highest form of renunciation and intimate knowledge of you. See, bhakti is not easy. People think bhakti is easy, jnana is troublesome. Bhakti is saying, why? We seek shelter. So I am asking shelter at your feet, at those feet. What feet I am searching for? What I am meditating? That meditation on which the sages, the saints and sages, have their settled understanding in their meditation, in their heart. How? By purified mind. They meditated on you with a pure mind, and by faith, and by love. See, they have faith in your existence, their love for that, your abode of peace, and generated by hearing of the devotional text. How that love came for God? Hearing again and again the glory of the Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana, reading this type of bhakti scriptures, the devotion generated more and more and more. Even sages and yogis, they have to purify their heart. By purification, by reading the scriptures and by devotional texts, hearing of the devotional texts, by which they attain, by this process of listening, and reading, listening, praying, loving, purifying the heart, by which they attain to the highest form of renunciation. Not so easy. Bhakti is easy, and not so easy. Here also renunciation. They attain to the state of renunciation. Such a state, he does not care anything in the world. Anything in the world does not matter for him. So that's why it says that attain the highest form, highest form of renunciation, mind it, not ordinary renunciation. Okay, I don't take Rasgulla today. That is not. Renunciation, I am not interested in anything in the world. But they will be running where there is Harikatha, where there is a discussion going on about God, where there is holy people are assembled together, where they are reading scriptures or singing some bhajan. That will be their inclination. They run for that thing. And other things don't matter. And it is not only not matter, they are repulsive to that. Renunciation means repulsive. You don't enjoy, not only enjoy, you disgusted, you are disgusted with them. So
if karma yoga ideal, then that is different.
That is, and karma yoga also brings this renunciation. When you do karma, then your mind becomes pure, and with I am doing for God, doing for God, doing for God, then what happens? You become detached to the result.
But you don't feel the disgust of the work.
That will not, when you can do that, because yes, but disgust to the world will come. If you really be karma yogi and reach a point that your mind is so purified, you will not be able to do work, you will be merry, you will not be Martha anymore.
But you will run for doing Thakur. It will be that karma yoga in that way. That will...
Now, he's saying that you will not be giving up the work. Thakur's work or whatever work. But here work will drop automatically, Thakur said. Your goli to hasto. You cannot work anymore.
That is ritual thing. Ritualistic thing is going that when you want to...
That's why you cannot do any karma. Ritualistic means what? You are doing any karma. You cannot.
Until the end he did Thakur.
That was a mission. They came a world teacher to do something. But when that spirit of purity will come for ordinary people like that, they will be disinterested in work to get, because they are interested in more absorption. So much absorption they cannot function. That is the point. Not that they have any intention of giving up. They know it is Thakur's work. But they become so absorbed and absorbed and absorbed. Bhakti school also will lead to the same conclusion. And Karma Yoga will also lead that purity. Ultimately purity will come. So much purity will come, then it is impossible for them to do anything. By which they attain the highest form of renunciation and intimate knowledge. Renunciation is a negative thing, but intimate knowledge. Knowledge not intellectual. Intimate means you feel in every pore of your body. That realization of like Rasagullah soaked into this syrup. Everywhere rasa. Joy, joy, bliss, 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 bliss. Okay? So we end here today, 42 verse. We will start 42 next day. Okay? So, yeah. We will, that means it is the glory of surrendering to God they are talking about. And when one surrenders, every day if anyone marks surrendering their all actions to God and say, I have no other intention, I want you, I work for you, this is only for you, and doing like, it takes long time, it is not so easy. We think that we will achieve these things so easily. And those who have achieved this state, they are not in numbers of thousands. Only Manushyanang Sahasreshu, among thousands of people. Manushyanang Sahasreshu, Kaschit, few, Jatati, Siddhai, struggling to reach Siddhi, perfection. Jatutam api siddhanam, those who are troubling themselves or working hard in this attempt of God realization, Jatutam api siddhanam, Kaschin mang, there are few, very rarely few, mang, betti, they know me, tattato, in its real truth, in its real essence. So it is always to understand, because we read Gospel of Ramakrishna, and Ramakrishna goes to Samadhi now and then, so we sometimes make a mistake. That is so easy. And not to find a Ramakrishna every time. Ramakrishna is seen after incarnations come. When you see Rama came and world has to wait for Krishna to come. Krishna came, then they have to wait for Buddha to come. Buddha came, after 500 years, Christ to come. So people have to wait for 500 years to see one incarnation. To get one Ramakrishna, we have to wait for so many years, no? Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya. It is not that it is easy, they come. And also to recognize them, he has to bring his own people, no? Who have such exalted experience. They are all perfected people. So, but this is very wonderful to hear about this intense spiritual bhakti. So we end here today, and we will be in our class for Santi Gita at 7:30. So we Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Whatever we do, just do our practice and tell, oh Lord, it is yours. Take.
It is just adventures of spiritual seekers. That Manushyanam Swamiji's word said that 80% of those who take the spiritual life become hypocrite.
Another 10% go bad. Go another.
Yeah.
15% become insane. And then,
better to don't, it will discourage everyone. No, no, that is that because if you say really, they have no clear idea of what is spirituality. And spirituality, little vision, little this, and they think that is spiritual life. It is not just a beginning. A last is just you see one light, nothing. What is that light? And you think that like Ramakrishna, someone will touch you and you will be immediate. You cannot take that. Your nerve will break. You will be next day go to the psychiatric hospital. Yeah, these nerves are not ready for that.
And Swamiji said that
No,
while
listen.
you are here, if you are so great, then you won't be here.
No,
Because if I am Brahmananda Vivekananda, then I will always see
Be
that
born
Srila
with them.
Krishna in the small court and going to Samadhi.
No.
I am not Brahmananda Vivekananda, then why should I deserve?
No, even you take it very realistically. Swami Vivekananda said, 80% of those who take to spiritual life become hypocrites. Why hypocrites? You know, actually Christ said that, don't be like hypocrites. Why? Putting mala and sitting in front of others when people are roaming around, I am doing japa. I have seen that in Belur Math. One time we are there to brahmachari's duty because some communist people said they will bomb out our headquarters, temple. Because we are monks eating luxurious food and they are for the proletariats. They are so poor, no one takes care of them. So they will come and make this Belur Math temple, 1,000 marble temple, no? It's to throw bomb. So we are given the duty to stand so that anyone comes for bombing, let them bomb us first. So that was the idea. So 8 dozen of brahmacharis will be going round the temple all the time, watching who is coming in. If anything, then they will report to police or something like that. So now, that time I see that some 1 or 2 people will come. In the Belur Math temple you go to, it can hold 1,000 people. That much big. And there is a central stone, marble, made like a lotus like Padma is there, lotus, big lotus. And he will sit in the center. So the center of attraction, anyone coming to this door and that door and that door and that door, going back, coming back, and he is doing with the ISO and making mark and this and that. Our Belur Math, you see, sadhus don't do all this. The sadhus are very simple. And he is sitting there with a big rosary and that's hanging like that. And hand is up so that everyone can watch him. And occasionally, and many visitors used to come also. Western visitor or something, they immediately take a click and he's looking like, oh, again closing eyes. So that hypocrisy comes and to show that I am spiritual.
They call it Instagram yoga.
Now that's good. Now that's sincere people I am not talking about. There is mostly to show people. That's a tendency that my spirituality, I am greater than you. I am higher than you. I am better spiritual person than you. But the real genuine people, Ramakrishna said, they meditate under the mosquito curtain. You don't understand mosquito curtain here, but in India it is very important. Otherwise you will be carried away by mosquito. So suppose you are in the early days, in the early morning, people come out of his bed and you want to sleep, then you still sleep. Then mosquito curtain is still there. So this Sattvika person does meditation in the mosquito curtain. And people think that Babu is still sleeping, but he is doing his spiritual practice. As much spiritual practice is done privately, that much is better, because people will not then target you as you are a spiritual person or anything. So it is very important that we do it. So 80% take to spiritual life becomes hypocrites. It is easier to be hypocrite, to make an outward show without changing inwardly, than to pass through all the troubles and difficulties of intense spiritual life. That is the point. We should intensify our spiritual life. That is Swamiji's idea. 15% become insane because they practice something, pranayama. I have seen many. Some people come having headache, having some problem. Doctors are not able to fix it because they read some book and in some instruction under the guidance, and your life, you cannot do pranayama because your life is not that pure. And you're controlling your lungs, and that will have some effect in the heart and lungs, physical body. Therefore, 50% become insane. Those who are not pure enough, but try to be in touch with the cosmic force, come to grief. Many people ruin themselves that way. If we want to pass a high voltage of electricity to a weak wire, what will happen? We shall blow a fuse. And so there is great need for the practice of purity. You will blow the fuse, but if the fuse does not go, then the whole current will flow through you and you will be burnt. That's why spirituality, that's why everyday spiritual practice. We should have to focus on that. So that when we do everyday spiritual practice, our purity level up. The nerves, as we said the other day, nerves, spiritual nerve generates. It is called the medha nerve. The nerves, modern nerves, what we are carrying, these are capable of carrying ordinary emotions. Everyday's emotions and joy and emotion, it can carry that much. But if it's a huge spiritual force runs to these nerves, it will crack. That's why to build up that nerves, strong nerves, Swamiji Boleshan, nerves of steel, muscles of iron. That means physically strong. Why in spiritual life? Physical strength is also necessary. And physical strength may not be is not a big wrestler. That is not. But a good health is necessary. And also a good mind is necessary. Strong mind is necessary. And purity of the heart is necessary. Thinking of God pure, purity will come more and more and more. So these sides, if we pay attention, then growth will be much easy. Okay, thank you. We have already done. So this is extra. It is not recorded.
Oh, good. It was
Recorded?
Yes, we still.
Poma.
You talk.
Get it up.